make sure you understand that we want your questions, and send those to either Offshore-Live on Facebook. Click on like or subscribe on Instagram. Like and share on all of your favorite platforms. How about that? And then you can drop us a line, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. I always look forward to that each year during the Big Rock tournament. That was one of the funnest things for me to do all week long. So please help us out in that regard. Now, without any further ado, say hello to Annalee Austin, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Now, it seems like that to me it was a few years ago, 2018, was it?
Yes, it was.
That you fished on which boat during the KWLA tournament?
It was the Bootlegger in 2018 that I fished with Captain Jimmy Canoy.
Okay.
He's the captain of that boat.
And so you guys left out of Harkers Island, or how did that happen?
No, actually, I believe. Good Lord, where were we? Were in downtown Moorhead, right by the sanitary.
Oh,
yep.
so you were on the Moorhead waterfront.
Yes,
that's right.
we were. That's where the Bootlegger lives and stays,
yes.
but it is out of Harkers
Yeah, I'm
Island.
with you there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that made it kind of easy. I mean, you skinned out of there. Did you take bananas with you that day?
No,
Okay,
I've been
good.
told that that's illegal.
That's right. Yeah. So you skinned out early in the morning.
We did. We left about 6 o'clock. It was my first time offshore. Not only was it was my first time offshore, and one of my girlfriend's first time offshore as well.
And so how many girlfriends did you have on board? Do you remember?
It was me. It was myself, Christina Cagle, and Brooke Kittrell, owner of Lotus y La Luna. And we were invited by the owner's wife. The owner's wife loved to shop with Brooke, and she invited all of us girls to go fishing. And
very nice.
Honestly. There we
Okay.
go. Yeah, there's me right there. Yeah, him and Han. So we were invited to go fishing, and I had no idea that was in store for me. Like, I literally thought I was just going on a boat and going on a joyride. I really didn't know what Big Rock was all even about at the time. I was just down for the adventure.
Yes. How was it that you came to be in the chair? I mean, you just by chance, or?
Yeah, basically, I remember the moment we hooked up, and this was really cool as well. Both of the mates on that boat were girls. And I just thought that was awesome, and that was why during my interview with you, I think I screamed out "girl power" at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so one of the mates looked out. There she is, right there, the one with the dark hair. And I just remember, and pardon my French, we hooked up and she said, "That's a big ass fish." And she literally just pointed at me and said, "Get in the chair." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I sat, pulled up my big girl panties, and got in the chair.
Nice. Now that's quite a feat. Number one, your first time offshore.
I had no idea what.
And then the next thing you know, you're hooked up on a blue marlin.
Yeah, and the fact that she even said that's a big ass fish, I was just like, I was shook.
Well, so how long did you fight that fish? Do you remember?
Lord. And so, you noticed in the footage that there was a young lady holding the rod.
Yes. Yeah,
God bless.
That's a lot of work, isn't it?
As soon as we hooked up and I got in the chair, something happened where the rod actually wasn't hooked into.
Oh, it wasn't in the gimbal.
It wasn't.
Or something.
So Katie held that rod while look, I have chills. She held that rod, and it took me only 45 minutes to reel in the fish. And I realized it probably should have and could have taken me longer to wear the fish out, but I just felt, with Katie doing what she was doing, holding that rod the way she was holding it, and me being the type of person that just likes to get hard things over with really quickly.
Okay, yeah.
I did it in 45 minutes.
Well, I mean, it is a release. KWLA is a release tournament,
right.
So that worked out well for the fish.
It
did.
In
that sense.
And I love that about KWLA because I loved that we got to just release the fish. I'll be honest. I enjoyed that part of it.
Now, as a result of that, you came in third that year on the release points, correct?
Yes, I came in third. But I'll be honest, anytime you place in the KWLA or Big Rock, I might as well have been first. That's literally how it felt.
Yes.
Like, at the time I wasn't sure. I knew that we caught a big fish, and I just remember thinking like we just won. In my head, even if we got third place, might as well have been first place. It feels that
I'm
good.
with you. Anytime you can back into the scales over there, it's a special feeling. I always say that because it is.
It is. And the fact that it was my first time, I think, had everyone on the boat really emotional. Everyone was really happy for me. And I didn't even realize what I had done until another gentleman on the boat came up to me and said, you know, I've been fishing since I was 8 years old, and I've never done what you just did.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
And it shook me up and made me cry a little bit, honestly.
Yeah, well, so then you got off the boat, when the boat backed into the scales, and then all you ladies got off the boat. And then, if I remember correctly, I interviewed you guys.
You did, yeah. I was very unprepared for that.
I think everybody was, honestly.
I left at 6 a.m. thinking I'm going on a boat ride, and then at 4 o'clock or whatever time it was, I'm rolling up to hundreds of people being interviewed by you.
Yeah,
and,
how about that?
My girlfriend, Christina Cowell, I remember her just laughing because she was like, I know you are so mentally unprepared for this.
Well, you pulled it off. I think all the girls did.
Yeah,
and,
we had a good time.
Now, this weekend, as I understand, Saturday's this year's KWLA, and the weather's looking a little snotty.
I know.
In fact, I saw today that they have now given them the opportunity to fish on Sunday.
Awesome.
So one or
that
the
makes
other,
me really glad.
they can do that. So now we're looking at some of the footage, and you know, this is probably not the best quality footage because it was off of a cell phone, but it's okay.
And
It's all
hindsight, this being my first KWLA, I didn't realize it was unconventional to wear a bikini.
Oh.
So since I've fished since then, I've noticed that
do you wear like shorts or something?
We wear shorts and like the boat's name, but that day we were there representing Lotus y La Luna bikinis, and I feel like we did that well.
Well, as I recall, I think you did. So congratulations. This is you guys, I think, pulling out.
We were pulling out, and what was so funny, again, the hype is so real. I remember someone saying it literally sounded like an ambulance coming down the creek because we were screaming and hollering so much. People said it literally sounded like an ambulance coming up the creek. And I did have to do it. I don't know if anyone else knows this. Again, I learned it for the first time that year. You have to jump off the boat when you catch a marlin.
Or get thrown off. You know, typically they would throw you off.
I was threatened if I didn't jump
okay, well,
to
there
be
you
thrown.
have it. They took it easy on you. Let's put it that way. Okay. Well, that is a tradition.
Yeah, I learned that.
When you catch your first billfish, is you go overboard.
I jumped off and swam up to the sanitarium, and a nice man helped me.
Oh, very nice. So it was in the creek over here, not offshore.
No, yeah,
okay.
I jumped at where we pulled up.
Very nice.
Yeah, you can see we're having the best time.
Yes, the good old bootlegger.
Yeah, that was a great day.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share about your experience?
Oh man, it's something. It was the best day of my life. It's a dragon I will chase forever and ever and ever.
Well, you know
I
what's
joke
funny?
that I didn't have fun doing it, but I would never take it back. It's hard. I mean, it's the biggest adrenaline rush you're ever going to have in your entire life, though.
You know, what's funny is, on average, I think there's about 40 hours worth of trolling before you get even hooked up.
We hooked up.
You guys went right out there and did that.
We hooked up pretty quick. My only wish was that we maybe could have gotten some other game fish, and we probably would have placed second. Because if I remember correctly, my marlin was actually bigger than second place. It's just that we didn't hook up with any other major game.
Meat fish.
Folks, when you all wrap it up, we're going to a break, and then
When
we're
we-
going to come back with a short
okay.
history segment. And then,
So-
after the history segment, it's John Cruz's.
What else would you like to share, young lady?
I mean, as far as I know, I think that's about
I think
it.
it's an awesome story.
It is.
I mean,
It's
how
still-
many people does that happen to?
It's
just crazy.
still a story that I literally get emotional about to this day. I can put myself in that situation to this day, and like literally even right now I get choked up just thinking about it.
Wow.
It was the best.
Well, I'm so thrilled. I mean, it's every time I hear this story. Of course, I've heard it
And
before.
I love that we all shared that together. That was
Yeah.
That was very special.
All those girls
Yeah.
shared it with you. It's fantastic. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you
We
for
appreciate you
having me.
coming out tonight.
That was
It's
so
been
much fun.
our pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And alrighty, welcome back to Offshore-Live. I'm your host, Rick Cowell, and who is with me other than Mr. Charlie Weatherby Charlie is the owner of Off the Hook Restaurant, and he has so graciously allowed us to invade his space back here. And it's a fantastic location that we're sitting in. And so, first of all, welcome to the show, Charlie. We're happy to be here.
Glad to be here.
I remember Brian and I approaching you a few weeks ago about this opportunity, and the fact that you so graciously allowed us to do that has not gone unnoticed, and we certainly appreciate it, brother. We're going to have fun all next week.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to get right into the meat of things. How long have you had this restaurant?
5 glorious years.
5 glorious years. Now, you have live music.
Live music, fresh local seafood. I like to think some of the best seafood you can get anywhere around the town, the area.
Yes.
Great staff, friendly bartenders. You know, we try to keep everything fun and real family oriented here.
Well, I know personally that of some live music that you had, because
Oh, yeah.
the Aquanauts, you guys don't know this, but I'm in a band called the Aquanauts. We came and rocked this place one night.
Yeah, sure did. Not too
If
long
I do
ago.
say so myself. Now, let me get serious for a minute, because I understand that you have a foundation,
I do.
and why don't you tell our audience about your foundation?
Well, right before my father passed away, we started working on the foundation. My father had a disease called inclusion body myositis, which is basically like Lou Gehrig's disease. Your immune system attached to your muscular system to where you just atrophy to the jellyfish. It's one of the seventh or eighth rarest diseases on the planet. Very few people have it. Very few studies to the disease and what is actually a cure or anything to it.
Sure.
Up until the point of a couple of months ago, I mean, there was very little funding. So we started the Weatherby Foundation, a cure for Chaz, my father.
Yes.
In his honor. You know, he ended up passing away from it, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It's terrible to see, to have somebody mentally cognitive, still able to do what they, you know, every day. You would talk to him, you would never know.
Sure.
But to physically, you know, be
Breaking
in that
down
state.
inside the whole time.
You know, Peter Frampton was diagnosed with it, legendary guitar player.
Yes.
And since then, the foundation, the Myositis Foundation, has been getting a lot more money and a lot more research out. So my goal is, before I leave this great earth, that I can make a statement and make a point that, you know, it becomes more knowledgeable, that people can actually stand and actually help. So
Wow, that's impressive.
we've got some real big things coming on in August. We're going to do some stuff with some bands and throw a big event and raise a lot of money.
Nice.
We've done really, really good up to this point, and I'd really like to continue the pace we're doing for it.
What a noble cause, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sorry, you know, that you lost your father. I
Yeah.
lost mine a couple of years ago, just 2 days ago, I think. Would have been 2 years, so it's tough all the way around.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But to carry on that legacy is quite an honor.
Yeah, I know when I told him, you know, it was several days before he passed, I told him we did it, and he was pumped on it. So,
Yeah.
you know, his goal was he was going to stick around long enough till they found a cure for it, but
Right.
things happen, so
Well,
fortunately.
yes.
But, you know, it's really cool for us to be able to strive to accomplish something that will actually go to help the next person that gets it.
Agreed. You know, I sometimes I end my show with something like that. Say, hey, be kind, be nice to other people.
Oh, yeah.
It'll come back to you.
You never know.
You know, you're exactly right. Now, you haven't always been in the restaurant business.
No.
You used to have a baseball career, didn't you?
I did. I played
Tell us about
professionally-
that.
I played professionally for 13 years in the Boston, Philadelphia, Houston, St. Louis organizations. I went to Japan, finished my career over there, moved back home. I think I retired 7 years ago.
Wow, okay.
Bought the restaurant 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Now it owns me. Anybody else who owns a restaurant or is
They
involved,
can appreciate that,
Yeah,
can't they?
it's a nonstop job, but
It
it's a
is.
labor of love.
Well, it has to be, because we might be here at 11 o'clock in the morning. Y'all nowhere near open, but I
Yeah.
see you're here. You know,
I'm
you're
always
doing
here.
something here.
It's my daughter calls it Daddy's second house. So
yeah,
you know,
well.
but it's cool though. You know, look, we wouldn't be sitting here right now if I wasn't able to do what we've
Agreed.
done.
I mean, and now we're in what I call the back bar. Is that the
Yeah.
right terminology?
That's what
for
we
this
call
place?
it. Everybody, the locals know it as the Old Oyster Bar.
The Old Oyster Bar. That's right.
You know, but the place is, you know, the history of it, the beauty of the brick, exposed wood,
Yeah.
circle truss ceilings.
It's a
you
great
know.
ambiance. And,
Oh yeah,
And,
that was our main buying point when we decided that, and a lot of alcohol.
I'll tell you what, from a musician standpoint, when we're playing outside, it couldn't be a better venue,
Oh, yeah.
a better view of the water and
It's
so
awesome.
forth. And What else? What else is going on in the world of Charlie Weatherby?
Well, with this week coming up, we're really excited. Number one, we have this going on. And I really would like for everybody, if you're going to come out to the waterfront and you're going to be here, come back here and watch these guys.
Yeah.
Come in, ask questions, be a part of the audience,
That's it.
Really come in and interact with them. I mean, this is going to be something that could be really cool for years and years to come, that, it is interactive, and they're going to show what's fishing. They're going to show what's going on in the food. They're going to show what's going on in the nightlife. And for us, what a better place to host it,
There you go.
It allows me, one, it's publicity, but for number two, I love the tournament. I've
Right,
got family
yeah.
members that have won it multiple times. I've got friends that have won it multiple times. I mean, it's huge for us. The
It
businesses down here, we all love it.
Yeah.
And to be able to have your voice here
yeah,
every
man.
night, can't beat it.
Perfect.
And we've got some great live entertainment coming up this weekend.
That's right, yeah.
Local band Manja, reggae
Oh,
band's
yeah.
gonna be playing Saturday. That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
week, come on Saturday night, we got another local band, The Spread.
Yeah.
Everybody loves those guys. So,
Uh-huh.
we've got some really cool stuff playing. We got great music on Sundays. The Bloody Mary Bar is still going.
All right,
Mimosa
yes.
Towers. We got some really cool stuff, for everybody to come in, keep.
Here on Big Rock, there's no excuse for not.
Yeah. As far as you want to see when everybody's coming in and backing into the slips, get on our second deck, sit out there, watch the people come in, especially fellas and the women come in. Like Annalee
it.
was saying, you want to
Yeah.
see an interesting time.
Oh, yeah.
That Saturday and Sunday, that's waterfront is electric.
It
You
is
can't-
indeed. You're
you
exactly
can't-
right. Yeah,
It's
hard
pretty-
to replicate that.
It is. When you got 5 women on the back of a boat,
Every
the
one
good
of
buzz
them.
screaming like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
it's hard to beat, man.
It seems to be that each boat, offers the same thing.
That's the footage you need to get right there.
Okay, we'll
That's
work
$1
on
million
that.
footage right there. Put the YouTube up there and let it eat, boy. We
Yeah,
have
man.
a good time
I'll
there.
tell you what. I hope that they can pull it off this weekend. One way or the other.
It always seems like the weather
Yeah.
is coming. Last week, cool, it's good, and here it comes, tournament time. And
I'll tell you, we've had several boats hook up with some good fish here too.
Lot of
practice
fish.
fishing here.
there's been a lot of flags flying here
Yes,
these last
there
few
has
weeks.
been. Now, for those of you not familiar with downtown Moorhead, Charlie's place is literally right across the street from the charter fleet. So you get to see all the action every
yeah.
afternoon at 5 o'clock, 5:15 or so.
And we are the official VIP section for Adams Beverage for the Michelob Ultra VIP area.
Okay.
So that observation deck, if you're fortunate enough to come down here, sit up there, they're going to be doing some really cool stuff all weekend, a lot of giveaways.
You've got a pretty commanding view of the way station too. You can make it out from here.
You can definitely see it.
Yeah, that's cool.
When
Man.
there's not 1,000 people
Right,
around the fish.
yes, that's
but
true.
When they crank it up, you can definitely see it.
Dude, I remember when I was talking to Michael Jordan, I looked around and I could see, like, on top of some other establishment, people crawling up on the roofs, anything, shimmying up poles just to get a glimpse of that. And I imagine that that's what it used to be like for you when you were playing baseball.
Yeah. Maybe a long time ago. Them days are washed up and have been.
What position did you play,
I was
man? I
a,
forgot
I was
to
a
ask you
pitcher.
that.
Yeah,
I thought you
pitched.
were a pitcher.
I'm a restaurateur, secondhand cook, and bus boy and dish boy and everything else in between now. So.
Oh, man, I'm just messing with you, you know that.
Oh yeah.
But,
Well, maybe we can get Michael Jordan in here.
I'll tell you what.
Anybody knows him, let's get him in
Anybody
here.
knows anything to make that happen, I'm going to do my best. But
I'll feed him and you mic
Okay,
him
yeah,
up.
there
We'll
you
do
go.
a good time.
He's going to need a nice cigar. Remember that.
I'll let him smoke in here. I don't
Hey,
care.
there you go. We'll lock the doors and be over with. Well, Charlie, thank you, man. That's been enjoyable talking with you. It's
I
been a real
appreciate
pleasure.
it. I'm
And
really pumped for this. This is going to be something really cool. I'm glad
best
to be a
of
part of
luck
it.
to your foundation.
Thank you.
We're going to put something together, like you said. We're going to make something happen on that issue.
We got something really big going. I'm working with the Green Room and some people like for their CD release party, and
Right on.
hopefully we'll get Brandon and those boys one. I mean, we're going to do
Yeah.
a big event, and we'll have some really cool stuff that everybody will be interacting with, and then I'm going to post some stuff, and hopefully soon.
Yeah, man. Well, don't be a stranger. Come back, maybe next week sometime
I'm
if you
here.
feel like it.
Oh yeah.
All right, brother. Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
again. We really do appreciate
Y'all
it.
come see
Charlie
us now.
Weatherby, yes, come here to Off the Hook. You will not be disappointed. I can personally attest to that. Yeah, they got some good food here. So, what are we doing, Brian? We're going to break, and we'll be right back to wrap this show up. All righty, welcome back to Offshore-Live. Well, man, I'm excited about this, the new opportunity that we're going to bring to you. Excuse me. So just to go over a couple of things with you. We're going to be broadcasting again tomorrow night, starting at 7 o'clock. Streaming. That's the new vernacular. I got to get on board with that. And again, it's a live show. So when you hear, someone talking to me or whatever, that's what separates us from everybody else. We're real, okay? And for those of you who followed me over the years, I think you know that about me. And so we want to keep it real every time. We're going to be broadcasting, streaming again, starting next Monday night and then all through the tournament. We look forward to seeing each and every one of you. And again, send in your questions either on Instagram or Facebook and so forth. And that'll be a little segment that we can do because we're always looking for new ideas. And we want to say thank you very much. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for watching. And we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night and then the following Monday for the big tournament coverage week. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much. This is Rick Cowell. Until next time.